Hey, I'm Suzy and welcome to 30 Minutes of Yoga. Today's class is a yoga flow to relieve the hamstrings and the hips. So clear your space, have water nearby. Today I'll be using a yoga mat, a block, and a strap to help assist getting into the hamstrings. So you could always use a bathrobe tie or scarf, or if you don't have a block, you could use a pillow today, or anything that helps kind of bring the floor up to meet you for some of our flow. It's gonna be slow and mellow, and we'll have some deep grounding for the hips and some yin practices that I'll thread through. So join me on your back. So come on down, and we'll use the strap to begin. Have the block nearby, but not kind of in your flow, in your way here. And then tap into the core out of the gate as you come on down, curl down and plant your feet. Now, opening up your strap so that you've got some breathing room here, and we'll windshield wiper the legs a bit side to side. And whether you're doing this practice first thing in the morning or later in the day, even end of the day, I want to bring a bit of fluidity, a bit of breath, a little rinse to the low back to start. So perhaps take the hands behind your head, and after this little bit of rinsing side to side, circle the hips. You don't have to have your strap like across the belly. I'm ready though. So if it helps you to feel ready and unwind it some and go in the other direction. Just bringing some movement, some flow into the pelvis so that we can inform a lot of these still points and some of these longer holds with a sense of rocking, circling, kind of rinsing. And that's what the breath is doing, right? The breath is coming in waves. So as you draw your right knee into your chest, loop the strap around the base of the ball of the right foot. And now it looks right, very linear, straight leg. It doesn't have to be. It can be a little bit bent and then bend and straighten. But you want to feel that there's this circular quality happening in the well of the pelvis, right? This wave that happens as you straighten, and then it pours back down into the well of the pelvis, the sort of undercurrent that you feel in the waves. So nothing's, up and down or ever moving in just one direction. You want to feel like there's this circular kind of rinse cycle happening through the hips and the low back. And that gives the hamstring some trust and some freedom. And you're circulating this energy. Now walk the hands up towards a little higher perhaps on the strap. If you might, straighten the leg. If you're here or here, it all counts. Yeah, you're right here right now and you showed up. So it doesn't matter what angle or what degree you're at here, as long as you're showing up and you're taking a deep breath. And then let's gently plant the foot. Just notice the kind of current that's happening after the longer hold. And now let's unfold the left leg and stretch it up to the sky. Ooh, I don't know about you, but I find one side is not as excited. Whoa, the left side needs a little more love today. So maybe, weigh it out for yourself. Is one side stickier than the other? Is one side kind of dragging? And then just come back to that sense of a wave now. So you're gonna kind of bend and straighten, and there's this kick and curl of a wave as you feel that you're building your energy to kind of soak into the push and the pull, the cresting of the wave, the deep dive, the undercurrent, that sort of return to the depths of the ocean. Take one more kick. straighten-ish, and then walk your hands up a little bit higher. Allow the weight of the shoulders to drop down. Take the deepest breath of the day. Feel that energy shooting up and out through the crown of the head and pouring down and out through the tailbone. You use your core to kick the leg into you a little bit more. And then exhale and release the leg. Plant it on the floor. I don't know if you could hear that crack, but it's already starting to work. So from here, second variation on the theme is to loop the strap. And I just kind of doubled mine over so that I don't have a lot kind of flopping around. And then make sure you're holding onto the buckly bit so that it doesn't bonk you. And now we're going to take the strap just in the right hand. So right leg straight, take it in the right hand, then take the leg out to the side on the diagonal. So it's not out directly to the side, but more so as if you were going to kick the toes toward your right shoulder. Now the opposite leg, I'm letting it fall out to the side so you can get another stretch across the opposite hip. But if it feels better for you to kind of contain it, or you feel like you need the grounding, then stay with the left leg planted, taking the leg out to the side. You can use your arm, use your bicep there to help assist kicking the leg toward you. Now again, you might have a little bend in the knee. It's gonna work, yeah? It's just a matter of feeling now that there's like this circular quality. Maybe there's a little bending and straightening happening into the right side. Or maybe there's a little bit of a rock or a drop. And you're allowing for that wave-like quality. One more breath. And then exhale, coil in, bring the thighs together, and then release. Now this time, take the leg down long, so with control, and then draw the left knee in towards your chest. Pause there. I'm gonna circle out the ankles. And then consider keeping the left foot on your right thigh as you come into a twist, but it's a little more conservative. Yeah, just gonna keep it a little smaller range of motion at first here today. So we stack the foot on the thigh. Yeah, we don't want to go too big too soon. So come back to center, plant your feet again. Stretch the arms like a big yawn, send the legs long, wiggle your fingers, your toes. Maybe give yourself a little like chug here, pointing and flexing the feet, shaking anything out you might want to clear before we come to the second side. And as you come to the second side, taking the strap again, holding onto the buckly bit, and taking the strap and looping it around your left base of the ball of the foot. Holding the strap in just your left hand, and then scooping, or turning the leg out, externally rotating, turning it out. And then keep it flexed. If you need, bend, a little bend in the knee, it's all good. And then if you might straighten it, but again, be mindful it's not out to the side, but it's up and out on the diagonal. As you feel a drop across the right outer hip, maybe you can let the right hip get slightly heavier. Take a deep breath in, feel the breath stretching to the crown of the head and reaching down through the opposite foot. Again, if you need to plant the foot and it feels better, feel free. Bend and straighten, option to do that. Or even to feel a little bit of rocking off to the side and then back to center. Right? You may not get a sense of center unless you give yourself the opportunity to pour off center and then come back and draw in and down. Feel that wave-like quality, the undercurrent in the pelvis. And then exhale, squeeze the inner thighs together, bring it back to center. Releasing the legs, send it long with control, so wake up the quad there. And then the opposite knee, your right knee comes in. Plant the right foot on top of or circle out the ankles. Yeah, I want to do that too, don't forget. So all of these poses we're doing, go ahead and plant the right foot on the left thigh and then open into a twist. Again, it's not like such a big dramatic deal. You're somewhere in the middle, just breathing. And Doesn't have to be the deepest twist you've ever done. It's just you taking a moment to wring out and slow down. And then as you exhale, come back to center. Send the legs long. Wiggle the toes. Give yourself a little wiggle. Maybe run the legs out. And then plant your feet. So, as I was saying, these poses that we're doing on our back are also going to be our standing poses, right? So let's begin again. The right leg threads. So this pose could be a lunge, yeah, a lunge. It could be a standing balance where you big toe clasp, yeah, peace fingers to your big toe. If you don't need the strap, you could always take your peace fingers to your big toe and sort it out here. So standing balance. Or you could be standing, right, on the top leg. So this is our warrior 3 energy. So just getting a feel that this is warrior 3 perhaps. As you take the leg out to the side, if the leg's bent, it's warrior 2. Extending the leg, it's like triangle. Or again, if you don't need the strap, big toe, and then take it on out to the side. Yogi toe lock. Exhale, come back to center. Now we have our standing pose, right? It could be holding onto the outer edge of the foot, or as if you were doing a revolved triangle or half moon pose with a little twist here. So get a sense of how good it feels to do it on the floor, even though you may bump up against yourself a little here. Right, it's not easy, but it is more grounded as we begin. And you want that grounding to imprint so that you sense, oh yeah, my body remembers this. My muscles are remembering. As you come back to center, exhale, kick the leg toward you. Release it, plant both feet, lift your hips and give them a little swing or a wiggle or a squirm, a hula, and then come back down to reset. All right, and now we'll take the second side. So left leg threads. Again, it could be peace fingers, big toe clasp. It's as if you're standing on the right leg and you're kicking and balancing the left. Or perhaps it's warrior 3 and you're standing, right now we're stepping on the sky, and you're strong and long through the bottom leg, the grounded leg as well. And there's no sinking or collapsing. The core pulls in towards the back of the body. And now we imprint the idea of Padangustasana, yogi toe clasp here out to the side if you don't need the strap, or use the strap. It's triangle, it's warrior 2 if the leg's a little bent. It's half moon pose because you're working with a balance. All of these options here for you. Come back to center. So now, putting it together, the right hand could come to the outer edge of your foot and extend, or you keep a hold of the strap. Inhale, kick the leg away from you some, and then exhale, dial it across the body, coming into the twist. Let the standing leg go with you, so all 10 toes are pointing in the right direction here, outer hips moving down. And as you open up, imagine you're in this pose, standing, balancing on one foot or the other, or both. As you breathe into the low belly, as you extend and expand through the upper back, shoulders and chest. Deepest breath of the day. And then we'll exhale and bring it back to center. Releasing the strap, sending the leg back down, plant both feet. Lift your hips, a little swing set here. Now, if you want, you could use the strap underneath you, kind of pull the strap apart here as you come into a little bridge lift. Inner thighs are hugging towards one another, telescoping the thigh bones away from you. Just easy breathing. And then exhale, lift your heels, drip down one vertebrae at a time. shifting off. So we're gonna set the strap off to the side and then roll to your side and coming towards child's pose to transition. Yeah, as you crawl your way towards the front of your mat. As you come to child's pose, if you need any support underneath your head, if you need a block under your head, or any sort of stacking, like the hands, if your head's not on the ground, let's lift the ground to meet us. That's the plan here for all of our balancing, right? We keep our mind balanced, and so you have to feel like you're held here. Your mind is steady, your breath is even, and already maybe feeling that flow, that current, that wave, that circular energy moving through in child's pose. Now yogi's choice, as you're ready, if you want to come forward to all fours. Cat-cow is an option here. Shrugging it off and extending, coiling in and rounding. If you're feeling pretty good today, you want to go for it, come on into down dog and start to tread and walk it out. And then from child's pose, come on back down, arms by your side, take a breath. Inhale, rolling up, roll the shoulders, take a deep breath, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. And then coming forward, all fours, cat-cow. Stay with cat-cow or walk the knees back, hands forward as you have space. And then shift forward, moving through your flow. So the flow can be as simple as cat-cow, as connected as cobra as you push up, or as dynamic if you walk the hands back as upward facing dog. All right, 3 stages, lots of options. Meet back in your down dog. Doesn't always have to be the same. You're trying on exploring some variations on the theme. And we'll do that 3 more times. So inhale, forward, exhale, child's pose. Inhale, roll up, kneeling salutation here, arms reach. Exhale, again, you could go to cat-cow, you could shoot right out and lift and lower even if you like. Full push up to the floor, uncurl the toes, walk the hands back, cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment, tread it out, wrap the outer arms down, and then empty into child's pose and breathe. 1 deep breath here. Gently rolling up, arms reach out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Shifting forward, you might go right to it, and then take your push up and splash through to upward facing dog. As you coil back to down dog, take 1 breath to tread, 1 breath to lengthen. Bend both knees, try to hike your hips up. Keep the hips lifting as you stretch your heels towards the floor-ish. They're not necessarily gonna be on the ground, that's okay. Try not to collapse through the rib cage, but pull the front body into the back body. Last breath. And then empty into child's pose. Let it soak in. Now adding on here, inhale, roll up, kneeling. Exhale, hands to heart. Shoot that energy forward and then take your push-up. If you need, knees down, cobra or up dog. Mix it up, make it your own. Meeting back, downward facing. Now this time, adding on, we're gonna take the left leg up high to the sky, snuggle the knee forward, walk the foot through your hands, and then take the back knee down. Bring the block into play here as you plant your right hand on the block and then shifting forward and back. You might even keep the left hand on the left toes. Yeah, like so. Forward and back. Now the next time you shift back, turn the leg out and slightly in. Wagging your tail here, out and in. Yeah, you'll feel this in different parts of the hamstring here. And then shifting forward. Now, use the block to build the floor up to meet you. Turn your back toes in and flat. So now you're in warrior two prep. And then cartwheel the arms up for warrior two. And then straighten the legs. Oh, here it comes. This is triangle. We've already done it. Yeah. Maybe you put your peace fingers out for triangle. You could go all the way down and like bring the toes to you, but that feels like it pulls things maybe out of alignment. So if you can stay in one straight line to the toes, or use your block, it's right there, and tent your hands. There's not a whole lot of weight in your hand. Maybe give me a wave. And then, oh, turn and look up, but there's very little weight in this bottom hand. Top arm reaches, deepest breath of the day. And then from here, reach up, reverse your triangle, and then cartwheel the arms. You're gonna bend the knee, pivot, ball of the back foot, use the support of the block, and then shifting back through cat-cow or your vinyasa. I'm gonna switch sides just so I'm with you, so you keep doing that vinyasa, and then meet me in child's pose. Roll up to seated. Voila, magic, I'm on the other side. Reach up, exhale, hands to heart. But you don't have to. Don't you turn around too. And then come forward, unless it already happened. And then, okay, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna work it out. Come all the way down. We'll do both legs, that's all that matters. Reach up through up dog. Meet back in your downward facing dog. So now it's gonna be your right leg that paints the sky. And then snuggle it out with your right knee towards your nose. Move the hand as you need to step through, and then transition the block under your left paw. Inhale, deep lunge. And then exhale, hamstring lengthening, backs of the legs. Again, if you want to work with that big toe clasp or holding onto the toes, and then pulling back like you're rowing the shoulders back into the body. Long spine here, you're not rounding. See if you can send the tail back even if you can't quite straighten the leg. That's okay, this is challenging. And some days it's more challenging than others, but you're doing it, you're doing it. Reach back one more time. Okay. Now, as you shift forward this next time, we're gonna use the block to help lift us up and out of the back leg. Spin your back toes in and flat. Warrior two, alignment, front heels in line with that back arch. Try to lift the inner arches of your feet as you reach out. Warrior two. Now from here, straighten the legs for triangle. You're gonna reach out past that right leg. See if you can suck the thigh bones up. You're activating the thighs and pulling the heels towards one another. So you're kind of scrunching the mat between your feet. As you reach out through the side body, fingertips to the block, big toe clasp if it's not taking you off course, right? All in one plane. And then the top arm reaches up to the sky, maybe behind you. So you lengthen. Keep breathing. Roll the chest open. And then reach the arm back up to the sky, coming on up. Now you're gonna cartwheel back down, warrior two. A back leg comes around. Whoa. And then plant yourself, shift, step on back, vinyasa. Good, meeting back in your downward facing dog. Stay with it. From your down dog, step or lightly hop to the top of your mat. So 2 feet are 1. Then part the feet a little bit wider so your hips width. Have the block at the top of your mat, and then reverse swan dive. You're gonna come all the way up and touch the sky. Heel toe the feet together. So from here, just testing the balance, we're gonna put those 3 poses together. Just a few breaths, leg to leg, and make sure that you have something to sort of focus on out in front of you, something other than me that's not gonna move or fall over. I could. Inhale, it's a strong breeze, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. So now we're gonna lift the energy, plug your left leg into the ground as much as you can, and just pick up your right foot, just there. Now from here, push into your palms and tip the scale here. You're gonna reach, like seesaw, the head and the heart, and the core and that back heel. This is warrior 3. Now thread your left hand to the block, just suction cup hands. Now we're gonna turn this leg out and open it up. Oh my goodness, it's half moon. Half moon pose, take a deep breath. Really use the top leg more than the standing leg. Now, you're simply gonna square off and switch your hands. So you swap hands, right hand's down, move the block so it's under your shoulder, and then the left arm. And you're reaching and energizing, extending. Deepest breath of the day, pull the navel in. And then from here, bend the standing leg, plant both feet, sit down into a chair, and stand tall. Inhale, reach the arms up. You're welcome to take a flow between sides if you like, or it's enough to just circle the arms. Feel the waves moving. If you need to sort of swirl out, dance out your standing leg, whatever helps you to set yourself for the second side. And then from here, inhale, reaching the arms up. 2 legs are one, mountain pose here. Hands at the heart. Now we're gonna lift and shift the weight to your right leg and just pick up the left. So you kind of hike up the left leg. It's not going anywhere yet. Just getting a feel for that. Now press into the palms, pull the leg into the body, and then from there start to tip. Head and tail, reaching through the heel of the hand, pressing into the palms of the hands as you keep reaching. Warrior 3, nice and square, funnel. Now you're just gonna open it up like a big yawn. Right hand towards the floor / block. Right, we're building the floor up to meet us. Then turn the hips to open up to your left. You're still square through the leg, right? Toes are not going up towards the sky. They're moving towards the wall. Now lift the chest, very light touch in that bottom hand. As you square off, pull in at your core, sweep the arms out. You're flying now. Spiral the thigh bones inward, and then pressing left palm into the block, slide it under your left shoulder. Revolved half moon. Extend, pull the navel in, rotate the chest, open, open, open. Deepest breath of the day. And then exhale. From here, you're gonna bend the standing leg, step the feet together, sit deep into chair, and then exhale, bow, forward fold. Let's slide it on out of the way. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step yourself back. Moving through one last flow here. Meeting back in child's pose. And then from child's pose, rolling up, seated on the knees, reach up, reach out, hands to heart. Transitioning now. So we'll take Shavasana, and it also could be a really nice release for the frontal hips from that work we've been doing. So using your core for your dismount once again. If you prefer to just lie back and come into a butterfly shape, feel free. Otherwise, as you lie back, I'm gonna squeeze the block, tapping into the core, plant your feet. Just a few breaths with the hips lifted, resting the pelvis on the block, right? This basin of the pelvis. And then either a butterfly shape might feel really nice after that work, arms wide, or whatever feels good to you. Perhaps even extending the legs. As the practice imprints and washes over you, This sense of balance, of challenging yourself to extend and express your energy without feeling overwhelmed. And to open up and stay clear, centered. If you're on the block and you want to shift down, coming down through a bridge, rolling off to your side. When you're ready, if you want to stay a bit longer, that's a good one, and you can, stay there, bring the feet back to your knees together and reset on the block. It's a nice release for the low back. I'm Suzy. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you feel some relief, some grounding, and balance. Take care. Namaste.